to Debugged Dialogs. Let's get into it.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. So what's this all about?
It's a long time coming, right? We've been talking about this forever, having some sort of community show where we try to keep things simple and real and just talk tech, no big
Ex-
script, no polished sales talk, just an honest conversation with people we like to,
Exactly.
guys who make up this amazing community we're part of.
Exactly. And and so we're called Debug Dialogs, right?
Yep.
And I also like, the little slogan we have, the bald and the bearded.
Yeah, well, it
Well,
suits
pretty
us.
much bald too, but
Yeah, well, you got the beard though. I try to keep it smooth.
that's right. That's right. Hey, so let's do some intros. Who are
Yep.
you?
I'm Patrik Wennberg. Live in Sweden, in Malmö. Recently became an MVP in Microsoft 365 field. I've been working in IT for 30 years almost,
Yeah.
and been working with the Microsoft Cloud since it was released in Sweden, more or less. Work as a consultant today, as a 365 strategist, trying to help people step right in the cloud and not do mistakes and think of the roadmap, make good choices along the way, sort of
Excellent.
like that. What about you?
So I'm Harjit Dhaliwal. I've also been in IT for about like 30 years, 20 years in higher education at a university. Then I joined Microsoft. I'm a former Microsoft MVP as well, and just until just recently, I was at Microsoft. But now I'm doing some really creative work and more very community focused. I'm with RoboPack
Oh
from
yeah.
from Denmark and Software Central. So all my world is about robots these days. Robots and patch management, and it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
but it
great.
all ties into the cloud though.
It does. It does. So, and yeah, you and I have been longtime friends over 10 years, and we met in New Orleans back in
Back in the tech ed days.
Tech
Yeah.
Ed days, and
Yeah.
we've been very close, and we've been wanting to do this show for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, and yeah, let's get into it,
It's
man.
gonna be fun. Let's get into it. Yeah, just like pulling up a chair and grabbing a coffee and just chat about stuff. Trying to tie everything into the tech and Microsoft 365, Intune, Windows. Everything goes together.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so um, you focus a lot on Copilot, Microsoft
Yep.
Copilot, Microsoft
Yep.
365, whatever you want to call it. So, but there's something new that just recently happened with Copilot, right?
Yeah, I try to keep track of the roadmap to know how to guide my clients, of course, and also how to do my work in the best way. And keeping track of the roadmap, you always see these small tidbits coming and going, and some things are very interesting, and some things are not. And Copilot is more and more on everyone's lips these days. It's AI this and AI that, and there are the free one, the Copilot chat, and then you have the Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is the paid license one. And a recent addition to the roadmap that I saw was that starting in, I think it was September of this year, Copilot Chat will be able to pull in Outlook emails as a context using Context IQ. So if you type the slash in Copilot Chat to reference a file or anything, you can now choose an email from that menu as well. And that email will then be included as part of the response in Copilot. And
So that
that's not weird per se,
right.
but this also applies to the non-licensed users. And this is the first time I really see the
Huh.
Copilot chat tying into the work office space without having to have a license.
Okay, okay. So this changes a bit. So I guess what's the reasoning behind this? More like so that more users, more people end up using the features of Copilot?
Yeah, that's a good question. I thought about this. So why is Microsoft doing this? And to me, it feels like a smart way to blur the line between the free Copilot chat and
Mhm.
the full license version of Copilot. And by doing this, you might get more people trying to see the value of pulling in their emails, interacting with your own data, not just the web part. And that sort of makes it a small step to upgrade to the full Copilot license instead.
Okay.
Uh, So, and maybe get the bigger picture with the integration to all the other softwares as well. But having access to the Outlook emails without the license is absolutely going to be
I think
interesting.
that's pretty helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say that coming from Microsoft, even within Microsoft, uh, Copilot has been very confusing, right?
Mhm.
And I know you're in this space and you talk to customers all the time, but even us internally, we were confused with all the branding, right? The
Yep.
rebrand. You went from uh, Windows Copilot and Copilot in Windows, and then M365 Copilot, Copilot Chat. Like people tend to ask this question, like, what is what?
Yep.
What's the difference? Is it all the same? And you took away the app or the icon. Now is it browser based and stuff?
Mhm.
How do you deal with this?
It is a question I get quite often. What Copilot is what? And isn't Copilot one thing? But I mean, in the background, it is. It's the AI, the
Right.
generative AI that interacts with everything you prompt it to do with the natural language prompts, and everyone knows that today. But the thing with the copilots is that they are actually specific for different purposes. So you have
Mm,
the collaboration part, productivity copilot, which is the Microsoft 365, the licensed version that assists you with being productive in your daily tools you use all the time.
yeah.
And then you have all the other copilot. I mean, you have the GitHub Copilot is where it all started to help coders make code and reuse instead of
Mhm.
reinventing the wheel all the time. And then security copilot to find those attack vectors before they happen. I mean, it's so much and it's growing. There are new copilots popping up, and they changed the name as well. Like you
All
said,
the time.
the
Right.
Bing Chat Enterprise turned out to be Copilot Chat, and now everything is Microsoft 365 Copilot. The app on the Windows 11 is called Microsoft 365 Copilot. The iPhone app, the Android app, even though you don't have a license, it's still Microsoft 365 Copilot. So
Right.
it is confusing and a base for a lot of discussions, especially when it comes to licenses.
Yeah. Out of all the co-pilots, when I talk to IT pros, the one that they actually really, really love is GitHub Copilot.
Yep.
And they're saying that, I don't use it. I've played with it, once or twice, but they rave about it. It's like it helps them a lot with their coding and all sorts of other things as well.
Yeah, it's faster. They don't have to rethink the wheel. Somebody
Mhm.
already made a code snippet, or the AI can generate it for you. So you don't have to punch all those characters in and just, I need a snippet that gives me a
Right,
button or whatever. And so
right,
it's quicker and it makes it unison. I mean, uniform,
exactly,
which is good.
exactly. And then when it comes to Windows land, I mean, we got Windows 10 ending support like in
Yep.
what, less than 50 days or something like that, in October
Yeah.
14th.
But they
So
still had some sort of way out of it where you could extend it, right?
they have an ESU, right?
Yeah,
Extended service,
yeah,
plan, but it's super expensive, right?
yeah,
I mean, you got to be really desperate, and you got to be like to a point where like we still need it, and we are okay with paying that. But you know, and by this time, when you're coming to the end of the game here, if you haven't upgraded, I don't know why. Like
yeah.
it's so it is coming up. What do you call it? October 14
Yep.
this year, 2025. And then, we also have, Windows 11 version 25H2.
Right.
That'll be right around the corner.
Yep.
You can have the Windows Insider programs and stuff like that, already dabbling with all those kind of things as well.
Yep.
So that's part of the Windows land. And then we have things like, hey, patch management is
Yep.
a huge thing these days, right?
It is.
So when we're talking about end of support for Windows 10 and so on and so forth, well, one of the things people are concerned about is like, oh my God, are we going to be vulnerable to security breaches and things like that? Like, do we get patches and so on? Well, that's one thing to think about. Your operating system itself, which you should.
Hmm.
But then you got other things that you also need to make sure, such as applications, because a
Yep.
lot of hacks and ransomwares and breaches, they come through applications that were not secured.
course, that's what everyone forgets. They
Yeah,
they they manage their Windows machines through Intune or
yeah,
SCCM or whatever, and they're
yeah,
really up to date with that. And they do the patch Tuesdays, and they make
exactly.
sure that everything's up to date and patched. But then they have an old Java version running from 2018 on there with huge holes in it.
Yeah, exactly. Firefox or whatever you
Yeah.
need,
Oh yeah.
right? Things like that. So there are a lot of like other, mechanisms out there to do it. You can do it through Intune and things like that. We'll get into, in a future episode, we'll focus on patch management,
Yeah.
per se. And but I just want to put it out there, like, hey, it's you have resources
Oh
to
yeah.
get
Oh
up
yeah.
there. So part of the reason, like I brought this up, is when I talk to IT pros or sysadmins, when I go to events and things like that, like, hey, how come you haven't upgraded to Windows 11 yet? Well, first reason that they'll say is applications.
Yep.
We got applications, we can't move and all that. But why? What applications are those? What is it so difficult that you can't port it over? Because Microsoft guarantees about 99.7, I think something like that, or
Mhm.
97% or whatever, that they're compatible. If they work on Windows 10, they should work on Windows 11. So there are ways to migrate your applications from, let's say, Config Manager to Intune if you're moving to the cloud and things like that. And we will talk about it at another time.
Yep. I was I'm pondering getting a new personal laptop back home, so I'm most likely gonna get a Copilot Plus PC as well. So that's also gonna be a topic
Yeah,
because there are some
100%.
pretty cool features on those machines that
I have
I
one. That's what I use. I use a
oh
Copilot
yeah,
PC.
yeah.
And
I'm getting there. I'm just trying to iron out which one to buy, and then
yeah,
I'll get one. And so maybe the next
yeah.
episode after that, I'll be on a Copilot Plus PC as well, and then we can
Yeah, I
talk about
decided
that.
to go with the Surface Pro
Okay. Hmm?
because it's good enough for the screen size, and it's thin, it's light, it's
Yeah,
foldable, it's
it's on my
uh,
list.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's easy. So I don't need to travel with my bulky laptops anymore. But one thing that I really like about it is the performance. It's
Yeah,
fast.
that's what I'm really aiming for: battery life and performance for doing the office things. I mean, when I do work, I'm most likely on my Windows 365 PC anyway, so
Hmm.
I want a long battery life. The compute power is in the cloud anyway.
Yep.
I rarely use my work laptop anymore because I use my own. It's lighter, it's
Yeah.
faster, it's more modern.
Exactly.
And Windows 365 app, the Windows app, is amazing where you do the desktop switch. It's just so much easier to work with on
So
every
much
day to
easier.
day. Yeah.
Yep. So all right, let's shift focus on to events,
Yeah.
conferences.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. IT pros like to know where things are happening and stuff like that. Um, as for me, I have a trip coming up to Copenhagen pretty soon, maybe in like what 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be going to Workplace Ninja Summit in Switzerland, and this year it's going to be in Baden. It's
Yeah.
a endpoint management, event. Very good, very popular. It's already sold out. Things like that. So I'm a community reporter for that event, so I'll be moving around, doing videos, photos, and things like that. So
Yeah.
if anybody's there, come and see me. I'd love to
Yeah.
talk to you.
See if I can get a chance to pop away over the weekend. Maybe it's not
That
that
would be
far from
awesome.
Sweden.
That would be awesome. Yeah. And then we have MMS in Nashville. That's in October. There's Ignite. You and I are going to be going to Ignite as
Yeah.
well.
In
Uh, we'll do
November.
some we'll do some shows from there. Maybe we'll do a live one.
Yeah,
Who
you
knows?
never know.
Uh,
September 17th, I'll be at Teamsdagen, which is the Nordic's biggest event for Teams, Copilot, and Viva in
Perfect.
Stockholm. So I'll be speaking on accessibility up there, accessibility and Teams, and making your workplace inclusive using the
Yeah.
features available to you.
Yeah.
With one of my good colleagues, we're going to
That's
have a joint
great.
session, which is going to be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's so many others, right? There's also Experts Live in the US in December. That's no, sorry, Experts Live US is in October, and then you have Workplace Ninja US in December. That's going to be in Dallas. And then there are also some other like user groups and things like that. There's and then events all over the world. But
Yeah.
some of the
You have
places.
Experts Live Denmark is in February, right? In Copenhagen, I
Expert
think.
Live Denmark is in February in Copenhagen. That's going to be a big one too.
Yeah.
I'm going to
go
be there as well.
to the Nordic Cybersecurity Summit in Copenhagen as well, which is in September as well. Next,
Mhm.
so I'm going to go there and looking at moderating one of the roundtable discussions as well. I'm going to have a discussion with them tomorrow about that.
Yeah, excellent. So since we're brand new.
Yep.
This is our first show, so we are just learning as we go here, right?
Yep.
Like we're trying a new tool to record and things like that, and we're not big time video editors and stuff like that. But hey, we just want to like talk to people and just right. So
Yeah.
please support us, right? And we got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, please like and subscribe.
Please
This is
like
where
and subscribe.
we're gonna post this there, and then we're gonna spread it on our other social media channels on X and Blue Sky Social.
Exactly. We're on X and Blue Sky as well, and we put all of that, where people can find you and me, where they can find our Debugged Dialogs, space
Yep.
on X and Blue Sky, and we'll get one on LinkedIn as well. And so just support us, guys. If you want to hear us talk about something specific, let us know.
Yep.
Tell us what you want to hear, and if you'd love to be on our show as well, if you want to join in as a guest and talk about some topic, and we would love to have you as well. So let us know.
Absolutely, that'd be so much fun. Then it's not just the bald and the bearded, then we might have the beautiful as well.
Yeah, exactly. So is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Awesome getting this show running, really. We've been talking about this for so long, so it's really nice.
We've been talking for so long.
Yeah, up and running, everything's set, and let's keep the momentum going.
All right. Hey, folks, help the bald and the bearded.
Yep. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. All right.
Take it easy, guys.
This is Debugged Dialogs.